And one question for all of you: you have emphasized that you are showing here that the North is able to defend itself. When looking at this, would you say that the conflict looking at Greenland is completely settled with the US as of now?
Well, wir unternehmen alle Anstrengungen, um diesen Krieg in Iran und mit dem Iran zu beenden. Alle diplomatischen Kanäle werden genutzt und wir hoffen, dass wir Wege finden, diesen Krieg so schnell wie möglich zu beenden, weil er niemandem nutzt und vielen schadet, ökonomisch auch uns. Und was die zweite Frage betrifft, wir arbeiten hier sehr eng zusammen. Wir versuchen Wege zu finden, wie wir auch enger kooperieren. Das zeigen wir hier auch mit unserer Präsenz und das ist genau der Weg, den wir jetzt auch gemeinsam in den nächsten Wochen, Monaten und Jahren gehen wollen.
Well, can I just say on Greenland, Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, and it's up to the people in Greenland and in Denmark to trace the future for the people in Greenland. And any attempt to say that a country can take land from another country is unacceptable. It's not acceptable to international law, and especially something which should be unheard of among allies.
And I will just fully associate myself with that. I've said it in the past, and I just add this because it goes to what's happening here, is that we are fully prepared individually and collectively to defend the Arctic and the High North. What this operation is about, this training exercise, is to further build those capabilities against Russia, against any external threat. And of course, that very much includes Denmark as one of the 14 countries that's participating. It's also the case with Arctic Sentry within NATO and other frameworks. So we will deal with the security threats as partners, not as individuals. Thank you.
Okay.
But when U.S. eases the sanctions on Russia, doesn't that create a different picture?
We have made it clear that we disagree with that decision, and disagreements appear among countries. Let's be honest about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The next question is from Valérie Ganache, Radio Canada.
Sorry, we did a little switch. It's Catherine Tunney from CBC. My question is for all three of you. As you know, Trump has ordered a 301 investigation into major economies, including your own, alleging unfair labor practices. My question is, do you think that is valid? And Prime Minister Carney, if you'll allow me to double barrel a question in the rain, but many Canadians are probably looking at that latest job report with some worry, some 84,000 jobs lost, the worst in years. What does that say about your handle of things?
Okay, well, maybe I'll start, so I'll get rid of the both elements of it. Look, if you look at the performance of the labor market over the course of the last 6 months, we've created over 80,000 jobs net over the last 6 months. The United States has created 6,000 jobs. Okay, the United States, 11 times the size of our economy. Wages are growing at 4.2%, fastest wage growth in years. Unemployment, 6.7%, is lower than the peak the level when I came into office a year ago. There's no question, though, because it goes to the first part of your question. Now I'll move to that, which is that given the scale of the trade actions, the uncertainty that is associated as well as with the trade actions by the United States, that is causing big adjustments in the Canadian economy. And that's why we're making major investments across a whole range of areas. I won't go through them all. I think you're probably familiar with them. In terms of the U.S. 301 actions announced today against 60 countries, I guess the first thing I'd say is I welcome the fact that the United States cares about labor practices in other countries. The allegation is not labor practices in our countries. It's imports from countries who would be using forced labor or slave labor. Canada has a comprehensive legal framework around that, as is the case to my right, and we take it very seriously, and we stand by our adherence to Canadian law. Yes, there are provisions in USMCA related to labor standards, but there are stronger provisions in Canadian law against forced labor, and we expect those to be followed. And when they're not, they are prosecuted. Thank you.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. The last question today is Mrs. Sievert from Table Media.
Thank you. Eine Frage an den Bundeskanzler. Sie haben den Iran eben erwähnt. Würden Sie es unterstützen, dass die Europäer oder die Deutschen mit den Iranern in direkten Kontakt treten, damit die Straße von Hormuz wieder geöffnet wird?